Bada bing, bada boom, we got sound. Thank you. Thank you. How's that sound, guys? Welcome back to the Crypto Report. I'm Crypto Kip. I hope you guys can hear me now. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. We should have the sound functioning. Good. Thank you, John. Welcome back, guys. Happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing wonderful today. The crypto markets are doing pretty wonderful. We are getting a little bit of a pump to the upside. A Pumple-Stiltskin, you might even say. Let's take a peek at what's going on, because there is a lot going on. Bitcoin's up a nice 2% today, back to 95.3. Trying to continue its move to the upside. Trying to continue its move and face the next level of resistance at 100K. How's it going, Scott? How's it going, WSCB? JJ77, the news, a.k.a. Wes, right? I think that's your name. It is pumping hard right now. Oh, no, we got spammers in the chat. Look out for these spammers in the chat. We don't like contract addresses being put in the chat. No, we don't like that at all. I hope everybody's doing great out there. Moderators, help me out and get rid of these XAI spammers. Appreciate you all. Hope everybody's doing great. I think I said that already. Yeah, a little frazzled this morning. Ethereum at $1,800, up 1.7%, doing fine. Bitcoin dominance still looking like it wants to explode to the upside. This is how we do this stream, guys. We're going to talk about the big gainers, talk about the big losers, talk about the news that's happening in the market, and then do a little TA towards the end. That's how we like to do it. Today, we got Bitcoin SV randomly up big. Pudgy Penguins, Dog with Hat. Dog with Hat, by the way, guys, this meme coin was huge. What market cap did Dog with Hat get to? I actually need to explore that a little bit. It got pretty darn high. Yeah, it got all the way up to a $5 billion market, 4.5, almost a $5 billion market cap. Currently sitting at a $640 million market cap. It's almost a 10x away from its previous highs. This coin basically died. It's probably going to come back. This coin was very hot, kind of like Bonk. I think it got higher in market cap than Bonk. Dog with Hat's kind of like a Pepe for Solana, in my opinion. For this bull market, and yes, it's still a bull market in my opinion. So I'm not super surprised to see that being one of the top gainers today, because we've got really the entire crypto market kind of having a nice recovery today. Sorry. Jasmine coin getting a nice pump. SWI still continuing to the upside. SWI is so strong. If there's one coin out there that I've got to call the next Solana, you know how everybody calls Solana the next Ethereum? Well, I gotta say, SWI might be the next Solana. That's my thought, kind of where I'm at with it. Cardano, still hot on that one. I don't know. SWI just gets people going a little bit more. I don't know what it is, but it picked up steam real fast. And people like SWI. I think it's going to be a mover and a shaker. We had some SWI memes that were popping off for a while there. There was a lot of that going on. Floki getting a nice pump today. Really nice to see some of these altcoins recovering right now. Only a matter of time, guys. Only a matter of time, really. And I'm going to change the tunes here. There we go. What do we got for big losers today? Not a lot. Polygon is down a little bit here. Polygon's down now, down 2.84% because it's up 30% over the last 7 days. Farcoin's down a little bit. It's up 46% over the last 7 days. I can't believe that Farcoin's still above $1 billion market cap. That's a absolutely wild thing. Can't believe that's a reality, but it really is. Chop SWI. You're saying in the chat? Yeah. We got liquidations. Let's look what's going on with that. We had a massive day of liquidations on April 21st, and that is to the shorts, which is why we kind of got this pump up here recently. This was a big, huge short squeeze. $517 million worth of shorts were squeezed on April 21st. This was right around the time that I guess we saw the Fed kind of pivot away from, well, we didn't see the Fed pivot. Sorry, guys. This is kind of when we saw, when was this event? This was we had $517 million. What the heck happened here? I think we had Trump lighten up his stance. Oh, yeah, we had Trump lighten up his stance on the Fed, and we had Trump lighten up his stance on China. But it's not all roses and peaches for that. It's just not. There are still pending things going on. For example, let's just get into this right now. I'm going to share the story. China has been reiterating that it is not having any tariff talks with the U.S. And China says the U.S. should stop creating confusion. So the leader of China is accusing the leader of the United States of lying to the world that things are going to be great and that things are going well and the talks are going very nicely. I guess there's not talks going on according to China. Maybe that's just posturing. China wants this country to continue to put pressure on our president here because, you know, China certainly doesn't like these tariffs. China doesn't. This is not good for business. Besides that, you know, we're talking about these escalations with China, and we're talking about the ongoing battle for these tariffs. What we're not talking about, and I love this post that I found on X, is this battle for more Bitcoin that nobody's talking about. Right now, China owns about 190,000 Bitcoin, and the United States owns about 200,000 Bitcoin. It's a tie. We are tied. What's going to happen here? Are we going to see one day the United States have 10 times more than China? Is the China going to have 10 times more Bitcoin than us? Only time's going to tell, guys. But if you think that just China and the United States are going to be holding Bitcoin or growing their Bitcoin stacks, I couldn't say I agree with that. I think across the globe, more and more people, countries, governments are going to be paying attention to this. And we're going to see these numbers grow. There's only 21 million Bitcoin in existence. We've already got 200,000 for the United States and for China. That's 400K Bitcoin gone. Michael Saylor owns 500,000 Bitcoin. We're going to run out of Bitcoin, folks. And even though we see a lot of big stories of many countries adopting crypto, there's still some resistance. Now, Switzerland, which is famous for their banks, the Swiss National Bank chairman is not really publicly supporting crypto and Bitcoin yet. Publicly came out and bashed it. Not into it. Not going to happen yet. One day I will. Again, One day it will. I think just like you've seen with McDonald's and Microsoft, their boards were voting to either add Bitcoin to the balance sheets or not. They voted to not. Probably a mistake. Probably going to adopt Bitcoin at some point in the future, I'd say. That's my thought. You know, think about like BlackRock. BlackRock used to make fun of Bitcoin, and now here they are having a ton of it and launching that ETF. There's another story coming out today that I thought was very, very interesting. The US government has known about Satoshi Nakamoto's identity for years. Could Bitcoin's creator be unveiled by a lawsuit? James Murphy, a lawyer with expertise in cryptocurrency, is now pushing for the Department of Homeland Security to release documents that could reveal the truth. This is very, very, very interesting. So this guy recently filed a lawsuit against the Department of Homeland Security, alleging that the U.S. government has been aware of Satoshi Nakamoto's identities for years, based on a statement from this individual, Rana Saud. I think that's how you say the name. A DHS agent, a Homeland Security agent, who claimed that in 2019, several of her colleagues had met with the creators of Bitcoin. It's possible, guys, but this is probably just a news story. I don't think they know who the creator of Bitcoin is. Because in 2019, you know, I would have thought it would have come out when it was less legitimate at that point. You know, in my mind, it was still legitimate in 2019, but now we've got ETFs and things like that. Now, like, you've got government strategic reserving this stuff. You would think if they were going to reveal the identity, they would have done it a long time ago. If they had, I think the identity of Satoshi would have been revealed if it was known. I believe that thoroughly. I don't think that it's known, but we've got more allegations of this. So let's see what happens. I don't know. We're going to see. Maybe this DHS agent did meet with the creator, and maybe it's going to come out. Keep an eye on it, guys. I think it's interesting to watch. Daryl, I know you know who Satoshi is, of course. I think you're Satoshi, Daryl. We've got ARK Invest coming out with this, and that's why it's on the thumbnail. Bitcoin could surge to 2.4 million by 2030. ARK Invest's new price prediction reveals. Now, Cathie Wood has been a Bitcoin bull for a very long time. No secret that she loves Bitcoin. No secret that she loves crypto. Why? Because they launched a Bitcoin ETF. I think they're trying to launch an XRP ETF as well. They're launching crypto ETFs, and they love this stuff. And she thinks it's going to 2.4 million by 2030, or at least she says that she thinks that. Michael Saylor thinks it could go to 40 million one day. That's wild. It's talking 13 million I think he says 13 million by 2030. I personally believe we could see $1 million Bitcoin in our lifetime. Honestly, probably by 2030, I would go with a $20-30 million Bitcoin prediction. Anything above that, you know, I'm for it. I believe it. I think it's possible. But, you know, if you're just buying Bitcoin and DCAing into it over time, dollar cost averaging in and just setting it and forgetting it and using it as a hedge against inflation, using it as a retirement account, Bitcoin specifically, none of this really matters. It's all good. It's all exciting. But it matters now only because if you're not focused on what the future long-term value of Bitcoin is, then maybe you're too focused on altcoins, which I believe altcoins can explode and make people a ton of money. But we need a few things to happen. The main thing is we need these Fed rate cuts. Now in June, we're looking at a 37% chance now that we're not going to get a rate cut now in June. And we're getting an 8.2% chance that we're not even going to get a rate cut in July. These odds keep shifting in the wrong direction. Historically, when we see these rates get cut, we get closer and closer to an altcoin season. We want to see the shift in the Fed's policy, and we need to see that in order for these risk-on assets to rally, which is why we so boringly talk about it all the time, because it is so very important for this asset class, my friends. It just is. But look at this incredible strength here for these crypto markets. If you're looking at our total market cap, we have broken through a critical level on the weekly candles for the total market cap. Now, if this weekly candle closes above this level, we could continue to the upside, my friends. I am cautious of potential resistance at 100K, call it 99K for Bitcoin. I'm going to keep an eye on this level. But this total market cap is looking great. A nice, beautiful bounce off of some previous highs. Our first high in the 2021 bull market back in May. This little bounce after this second peak we had. And then this little peak here on these weekly timeframes and a perfect weekly candle bounce right here. It's not too bad. It's something to be kind of excited about, guys. And if you guys want to do some trading, you can trade using Blowfin, signing up via our link in the description down below. We like to trade all the coins, guys. I like trading Bitcoin a lot. I traded a lot of XRP to the short side when it came down to $2. We called that one beautifully. Made a lot of nice trades on some of these major memes. But if you want to trade this volatility, there's great opportunities every day, every week to do it. You can check out that sign up link down below if you want to. Now, Solana versus Bitcoin is performing pretty darn well. We're a little bit red on the weekly candle right now. Ethereum's getting crushed versus Bitcoin. And the only reason for it is, again, because I've been talking about this lately. This is kind of the move that I'm expecting. I'm expecting to see a breakout to the upside here now for Bitcoin dominance. And then maybe, a retest of maybe 71 to 73% for Bitcoin dominance high. And then I think we're going to have a sharp turnaround for Bitcoin dominance. And when you see this move start to happen and we start to come down again, that is when the altcoins can rally. That is when you see 50x gains on silly little coins that nobody should care about, but we do care about. And that's a crypto bull market, guys. That's what you have to look forward to. I don't have a ton of stories today. What else is going on in the chat? How's it going, guys? Smash the like button on your way in. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And tell me what's happening, folks. What's happening? We had a lot of spammers in the chat earlier. Crow looking blah. Yeah, Crow is looking blah. But it is getting a blah bounce, which is pretty cool. Look, if Bitcoin can get above 100K and our total market cap can have this weekly candle close above this level, Crowcoin might not stay so blah so long. But we need our total market cap to go up. We need the Fed to cut rates. We need a couple things, and I think we can get it. I think we can get it, focus pocus. Fed, other crypto regulators pull back crypto guidance. I did see that. The banking, the banks, they're definitely getting more crypto friendly. Not necessarily the newest story. We've kind of just seen this progression happening. Clearly, everybody's going to get on the same page with crypto as time moves on, and it's just going to become a normal financial sector, normal financial product. Scott from Hawaii says Sweet is doing good because they teamed up with the Pokemon game. Did they really? I didn't see that story. Let's check that out. Well, warning to you, Scott. Scott is a legend with this. Collaboration rumors. Rumors usually aren't true in crypto. No, stoking blockchain speculation. This is like never true. It's probably not true. WCB says, I'm starting to become a BTC maxi. Smart man. DCAing every pay period will continue to do till retirement. There's nothing wrong with being a Bitcoin maxi, my friend. I love it. But no, this is a non-story. It is a fake story, probably. Despite this, eagle eye users from gaming and blockchain communities quickly notice Parasol's inclusion. If this, then this, so this, maybe this. No, not this. We're going to see. We're going to see. 2x CDC teaming up with the government to launch a 1 cent pump. Classic crypto. Exactly. You got it, Marty. You got it, Marty. Bitcoin percentage returns looking pretty decent. You know, you've got right now, April is above the average. That's pretty cool, guys. We're looking pretty darn strong right now. Scott says that means it was a fake pump. Well, not necessarily, Scott, because I'll tell you, Sui, again, is a popular blockchain, and crypto is recovering. And so if the total market cap's going up and Bitcoin's going up, I'm not surprised to see Sui's going up, regardless if that is a fake story or not. Now, the fake story probably helped, and it probably means we're going to get more of a sell-off on it when it does have a recovery. Whoops. Because it's overpumped a little bit because of the fake news. And then when people realize it's fake news, they're going to sell off, probably at a loss. Fear and greed looking way better. Yeah. You know, I like when the fear and greed's low because that's a buying opportunity. The higher it is, this more. I don't like when the fear and greed index is higher. I like when it's low for buying purposes. Am I more bullish on Sui or Sol? I think Sui's going to have more X returns in this bull market. But I think Sol is going to be more popular in the end. It is just like, I don't know. It's just like it's just the most attractive blockchain. It's just people like it the most. Most celebrities are into Solana. And it's been that way for a while. And it could change. Sui's got a chance, but I say, you know, Sui's got more X potential because of the lower market cap, but Solana is, you know, more popular. Scott says I might have to get a second job if the market dips again just so I can buy a lot more. Hey, there you go. Yeah, I'm in sales, you know. Sell when I sell insurance. You know, I want to sell always as much as I can, but even more when the dips are there, let me tell you. 3 things have to happen before the market goes up. 1, rate cuts. 2, Donald Trump goes positive with the market and crypto regulations. Well, he's positive with the market and crypto regulations. And then 3, tariffs. I agree with 1 and 3. 2, I'd say my Filipino wife and I, he's very positive. I mean, I don't think he said anything negative about the markets. He says it's going to boom. He told everybody to buy, you know, so I but I do agree with you. That's it. I mean, and you know, I could come up here and just say that every day, but there's other stories that happen within that. And, things are slow right now. No doubt about it. Things are slow for the market. We're picking back up, which is great. We want to clear 100 again, and we want to see our total market cap start shooting back up. Well, I'm sorry to say it, guys. I do have to cut this live stream short today, but I did want to get live for you guys this Friday. Thank you for tuning in. If you guys want to do some trading of your own, sign up for Blowfin using the link down below. That's all I got. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel, DCA, HODL, my friends. And of course, I will see you in the next one. Thanks, everybody. Peace, y'all. Have a great weekend. More content coming soon.